Welcome to part 15, everyone, and we're still going through Woodfall Temple. Now, before I go attempt to activate this shrine in the middle, go this way and you'll find a stray fairy in a bubble. Now, stray fairies can appear out in the open in bubbles. However, if we try to use the Great Fairy Mask to attract them, well, it won't work because the bubble is magic or something. So what you have to do is you have to go up to the fairy and pop it, either by touching it, slashing it with your sword, or if it's a little far away, shoot an arrow at it, and then you can use your fairy mask to bring it to you. So now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and see if we can light the torch in the middle right there. So what you want to do is, let's see here. First you have to find a good angle to position yourself in, so you can shoot an arrow through this torch into the unlit torch in the middle. And the moths won't bother you, so don't worry about them. So you can see, and see, it barely grazed the flame, but hey, it works. It works. Now, as you can see here with the flame lit, this big old shrine activates and basically purifies the water. It's actually a water purification system, an ancient water purification system, and it clears out all the poison. You can see that the water below has turned a normal blue. All the purplish poison is gone. Wow. So this place is actually a purification plant, a Deku purification plant. I mean, and so it's some kind of a water. So essentially, this is a water treatment center, and wow. I mean, would that imply that the poison in this temple and throughout the swamp is actually waste? You know, like Deku waste? I mean, think about it, really. Waste can be toxic and poisonous to people, and the Deku haven't been in this temple for who knows how long. No wonder their water's all nasty and people are getting sick and all that stuff. That's nasty. That's nasty. The Deku are irresponsible. I mean, well, anyway, to get back on the subject. What I'm doing right now is I'm taking the arrows and I'm trying to do the whole flaming arrow trick again, and I'm trying to aim for this torch off the end. Now this torch will unseal the door that you see right there, and it'll allow me to proceed into the final room before we get to the dungeon boss. As you can see, you have to time it just right, make sure the flame's in front of you, and there! Door's unsealed, we can move on. Now, before we can move on to the final room, we still have to gather some stray fairies. And we can now go into certain rooms that we could, well, certain areas in the certain rooms because the water's been purified. So, first of all, there's another stray fairy in this exact room, actually, and to get to it, use this Deku flower. Go right here, and you want to step on this switch right here. Of course, me and my little Deku body, I'm too small. However, get back to normal Link, he is heavy enough to stomp on it, and we get in their chest. And then done! Ah, the water didn't hurt me! It can't hurt me anymore, So yeah, you want to go back up here to open the chest, and inside will be a stray fairy. Hooray! Stupid plan. I'm not even going to bother with you. You're not worth the effort. Anyway, go back into this room right here. And you can see that the purification has spread to this area as well. In fact, it spread. Let's just assume it spreads to all areas of the temple and all. And basically, yeah, it's glorious. Anyway, this beehive thingy right up here, underneath one of the floating platforms, it also has a stray fairy. So what I'm doing now, what I am doing right now is I am going to shoot it with an arrow so that the stray fairy will become free. So I just gotta get my great mask here and lure it to me. Unfortunately, these fences are blocking the way, and you're supposed to come to me. Why won't you obey? Come to me, fairy. Of course, make sure there are no obstructions in the way, and yeah, fairy number 10 is in our grasp. And as you can see by my shimmering fairy hair, there's still one more fairy to collect. But where is it? Well, there it is, right there underneath the bridge, but it is in a bubble, so I have to go and get it. Now, there are two ways to get this fairy. You can either shoot it with a bow and arrow at a certain angle, or just dive in the water and grab it yourself. Touch the bubble, pop the bubble. Clean water is fantastic. I'm sure there's some kind of Aesop around in this level. Be kind to the environment, because we only have one. Don't pollute. Woohoo! Give a hoot. Don't pollute. Why am I talking? I'm just going on rambling again. Sorry, folks. Alright, we got everything we need, so let's continue on forward. Now, the purification of the waterness in the water of this temple also transformed these giant living Venus flytrap plants into regular, ordinary platforms. So, it's now safe to jump on top of these platforms as Human Link. Hooray! Right here, right now, grow these pots here if you want to resupply yourself. And that's always fun. And then just go up the ladder right here back to this upper area of this room, and we'll go through the unlocked door. You know, I jump cut there because, well, I kind of screwed up a little for some reason, but I'm not going to let you see it. Alright, this is the final room before the boss, and as you can see, it's filled with enemies and filled with traps, and, well, yeah. And it also holds the last of the stray fairies. As you can see here, one of them was encased in flames by a bubble, so just pop it and bring it to you. Yay. Alright. The rest of the fairies, though, are located in these alcoves that are to the left and to the right of me. Now, you can get some of them from here. Like, you can shoot the fairy in a bubble and bring it to you, but you have to actually go out into these alcoves to find them yourself. See, there's one right there. You can go ahead and aim my bow and arrow. Now the problem with the accuracy of shooting things is, even though it appears that I landed a direct hit, it would technically count as a miss, and I didn't like. I hate that. I mean, you have to really get your timing right. I mean, it's the graphics of the day, and there's nothing I can do about it. But I'm tolerant. I'll survive. So, I want to comment on what kind of temple would the Deku build that would contain such things as fire and death traps and stuff. Now, the death traps I kind of understand because, well, they don't want intruders trespassing on their sacred grounds. And, of course, this is a sacred ground to the Deku scrubs, but still, the plants and whatnot, jeez. I mean, but in that case, what's with all the monsters? I mean, why would monsters invade their sacred temple? I mean, I kind of understand if there's now this evil force bringing all the monsters in, but yeah. As you can see here, I have not located any of the other stray fairies around this area, so I have to go to these group of alcoves here because that's where they have to be there. They have to be located there. I like the way, like, little Link sounds, little Deku Link. Hey! Oh. Alright. We have one more fairy to locate, folks, and it's somewhere close by. I'm probably assuming all these little... Let's see here. Let's see. Go right up here, and we did it. We found our last stray fairy. That's it. That's all 15. We did it. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to finish this dungeon, and after we finish the dungeon, we'll pay a visit to the Great Fairy Fountain, where we have to deposit all 15, and we'll get a nice reward. And make sure that we do it in this cycle, this exact cycle. Otherwise, if we go back in time before putting the fairies back in the Great Fairy Fountain, we'll lose them in the time jump. We'll lose them when we go back in time, and that's terrible. So what I'm doing right now is, before I attempt this puzzle, I want to get rid of as many enemies as I can, because the dragonflies and the Skulltusk can really mess you up. It can really mess up your momentum, and that is not cool. Sorry, I'm a little stutterer. See, that thing knocked me off, but thankfully in my Deku body, I can reappear right back where I was. And, yeah. As you can hear, there's a dragonfly coming. I hate those stingers! Anyway, bam! Now that I have the bow, you little bug, I can shoot you, and I hate bugs. See? You're a bug too! Die! And there's... And... Die! I love the bow and arrow. I can shoot things. I can kill things from a distance. Isn't that swell? And really, I'm going to go shoot this little thing right there because, well, I didn't think it was necessary, but better safe than sorry. So once you've killed all the enemies that can get in your path, if you fall into the water right here, you can see that the ledge over to the right is a little too tall for me to climb back on, so I'm going to have to use this Deku flower to leap myself over to the across the little gap, and then use the Deku flower to go onto the alcoves over in this very direction. Because if you notice on one of the little shrine areas, there's a crystal. There's a silver crystal thingy, and if past Zelda games have taught me anything, that you need to shoot said crystal thingy in order to activate something. Now, technically, I didn't need to go this high so I can shoot the crystal, but whatever. All you gotta do is take the arrow, shoot it, and it'll deactivate the flames, and now we can use the Deku flower right here and get yourself to the Deku flower that was once on fire. Now, That doesn't make sense. This flame was on fire and it didn't burn the plant. Something's wrong. Anyway, the crystal switch hitting is only temporary, and if you don't make it here in time, the switch will reactivate and the flames will start burning again. So just be careful of that. And as you can see, we made it to the boss room door. Alright. And because I have the boss key, we can go ahead and enter. And so, folks, in the next in the next video, we will tackle the boss and heal the temple. See ya.